Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the second part of a three-parter series about KITAS. If you haven't seen part one, I suggest that you watch that first. If you already watched the first part, then watch this video for the next step. Yeah. So the first video we talked about eVisa and what you need to do to get an eVisa. This is basically the second part where you convert your eVisa to a KITAS. So let's start, yeah? Okay, so you've got yourself an eVisa now, and you've booked yourself a flight to Indonesia, and you're now in Indonesia. My first tip to you is get some rest. Very straightforward. If you had a long flight, then you need your rest. And because you're probably coming from a long way, then you probably would have jet lag. So tip number one, get some rest because you're going to be needing it. Okay. Once you're rested, you need to check on your eVisa. You need to look out for the last two letters of your eVisa. If it ends with LN, then you have 30 days to basically report to the immigration office and change your eVisa to a KITAS. Step number two, you need to go to your RT or ROA. It's basically it's the head of the district of where you're currently living, probably in your spouse's house. You need to get yourself, basically it's a letter. It's called Surat Domisili. It indicates that you are currently living with your spouse, that you're basically a foreigner living in that house. It will take probably, like, my estimate, it took me like 2 days before I got myself Surat Domisili. Step three, yeah, make a copy of the Surat Domisili because you probably gonna be needing that. Make a copy of your passport. Make a copy of your marriage certificate. That's it. Step four, you need to make an application letter suggesting that you want to convert your eVisa to a KITAS. It's called, in Indonesian, it's called Surat Permohonan, because everything the immigration does, we need to make an application letter every time. So I will post an example letter of the letter in the description box. So you need to just copy and paste it or make your own. You need to fill in your information, then print it, put some materai, and you're done, right? Okay, once you have all those papers, you have your Surat Domisili, you have your application letter, and then you need to go to the immigration office. Depending on where you are, you need to check where you need to go, because office where you need to go, the address of it, you need to put that in the application letter. So it's also very important. If you put in the wrong address, they will just flat out deny you. So make sure you have that correct, yeah? So next step, immigration office. You're probably gonna be needing like 3 trips to go to the immigration office. First trip is you need to hand out all the forms that you need to fill and provide. Second trip, the immigration will take the photograph and you have to provide the bio data, so your fingerprint and everything in it. And the third trip is where you get to KITAS. So that's basically it. Once you have all your papers, then you go to the immigration office. Once there, you need to fill out form 24. It's basically a states that you want to create a new KITAS. I will show an example of the form. It's just an example because every office is different, but what you need to fill in is all the same. Oh yeah, one tip is to bring a pen with black ink. They won't accept anything else except black ink. If you fill in the form with red ink or blue ink, they will also reject it. So, tip for you guys. Yeah, and of course, all the forms are in Bahasa, in Indonesian. So if you understand, good for you. If you don't, I suggest you take your spouse with you and let him or her fill out the forms. So once you fill in all the forms, you have all the papers, the Surat Domisili, your marriage certificate, your application letter, and everything. You need to hand it out to the immigration officer along with your passport, because it's very important. They will take your passport, and then once they're gonna check it first if everything is okay, if all the information are correct, if you have uh, given all the correct paperwork and everything, then they will take it from you, and then they will ask you for an email address and a mobile number, because they're gonna send a WhatsApp message on how to pay for your KITAS. Depending on the duration of the KITAS, it will cost you for 6 months. My estimate is 1 million rupiah. For 1 year is 1.5 million rupiahs, and for 2 years is 2 million. 2 million rupiahs. Oh yeah, one tip that I can provide you is when you apply for your KITAS, I would recommend also to get a MERP, M-E-R-P. A MERP is basically a stamp they will put on your passport, which allows you to go outside Indonesia and go back again. If you don't have MERP, once you go outside Indonesia, and that's it, yeah, it's void. You can go back in, even though your KITAS is still valid. So my suggestion is to get a MERP. MERP is also not that expensive. It's 1 million rupiahs. So if you stay for 1 year and you also take MERP, then it's gonna cost you like 2.5 million rupiahs. It's for me it was like $150 US dollars. If you want to stay longer, then if it's for 2 years, then it's 2 million plus 1 million is 3 million. So it's like $200. So okay, once you have all the paperwork filled in, you have given to the immigration office, and they approved it, then you will receive a WhatsApp message from the immigration office with a link of which you can pay. It's a QR code. You need to pay that amount. Then you will receive email stating that you already paid for their KITAS, and you need to bring that with you. You need to print it out. It's your proof that you already paid, because when you get back for the second time for your biometrics, they will ask for that letter, because in that letter there will be a QR code which you can scan once you want to get your biometrics. Right. Second trip, like I said, is for your biometrics. Once you paid for everything, you get an invitation letter back from the immigration on what date and time you need to be at the immigration office, where they can take your biometric data. You need to be on time, otherwise they will not like that. So be on time, you guys. Once that's done, it's going to take 2 days to process. You will also get an email from the immigration letter stating that your KITAS is ready to be picked up. And you will also receive an email with KITAS, electronic KITAS. So you can print it out. You can put it in your wallet or in your bag, whatever, because it's basically your residence permit. So it's quite important. So once you get your KITA, then it's the next step. Yeah, next step is going to be part 3 of this KITAS guide. So make sure to watch that. It will come in the next few days. So if you guys enjoy this video, if you learned something, please thumbs up. If you and if you want to see more of this kind of videos and everything in between, press the subscribe button, all that jazz, right? So thanks for watching, and see you guys from part 3. Yeah, take care, you guys.